Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday afternoon. Hope yours is going well. And today we have another Seahawks video to get to. But before we jump into the football content, we just hit 1,490 subscribers on YouTube. Let's keep it going. Once again, when we get to 1,500, which we should pretty much any minute now, I will be planning a call-in stream. We've done one before, so we will be doing another one when we get to 1,500 subs to celebrate that milestone. So if you want to be part of a call-in stream, then let's get this number up a little higher. And once again, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, the new ones and the old ones. Also, I want to give a special shout out to our first batch of channel members: Jason Baker, Hillel Eiferman, HaWKxXAsYLuM, Ryguy 1218, and Rip. If you want to become a channel member, then scroll down a little bit and click the join button. All right, so today we're going to cover a little Seattle Seahawks breaking news. The Seattle Seahawks have signed Mychal Kendricks to their practice squad. If you recognize that name, it's because he was a Seahawk last year as well. Now, there's a little bit of interesting drama around this move. Mychal Kendricks was essentially going to be serving a prison sentence, and as far as I know, he's still going to serve a prison sentence at some point. But it sounds like, for the moment, he can actually play football. So I'm just going to talk about this from a football perspective, not a moral perspective or anything like that. For those of you who don't know, Mychal Kendricks was found guilty of insider trading and is probably at some point going to serve a little bit of jail time. So anyway, that's not what this is about for me. You guys might know, if you've been in my streams and if you've seen some of my videos from last year, Mychal Kendricks is something of my arch-nemesis. I don't like Mychal Kendricks, and it has nothing to do with the fact that he was doing insider trading. That's, you know, that's completely irrelevant to my feelings on Mychal Kendricks. Mychal Kendricks might be one of my least favorite Seahawks of all time. He was on the team in 2018, and he was on the team in 2019. And in 2018, I actually thought he was okay, but he only played 4 games, and then he got hurt. And last year, he played 14 games, and I was so frustrated with the way he was playing. He actually became maybe my least favorite Seahawk of my lifetime. So first, what this signing means for the Seahawks. Let's talk about the two things that I think this relates to. Because even though we signed Kendricks to the practice squad, we all know that the practice squad rules are a little different this year. So even though he's on the practice squad, he can easily be called up from week to week because that's how the NFL is doing it this year. Every team gets to call players up from their practice squad to play from week to week. So it's not hard to see Kendricks getting on the active roster and potentially even getting on the field in an upcoming game. So the first thing I think this means, and this is a positive, is that the team is not happy with Cody Barton. And good for them, because Cody Barton, he's not progressing the way that I wanted him to progress. He's not progressing the way I was hoping he would progress. So clearly we want somebody to play in the event that Cody Barton doesn't get better quickly. Number two, this might mean, and this is a bad thing if true, that Jordyn Brooks' health is not progressing the way that they want, because we know he's missed the last couple games. We all expected him to be back after the bye. This signing might mean that he's actually a little further away than we thought. Most likely, however, this is insurance in case Jordyn Brooks can't play well. And if we don't like what we see from Jordyn Brooks, we can go to Kendricks instead of Cody Barton, because we've already proven that Cody Barton is just not where he needs to be in order for us to feel comfortable utilizing him. So let me talk about Mychal Kendricks here real quick. Let's take a look. If you guys want to know why I don't like Mychal Kendricks and why he became one of my least favorite Seahawks of all time last year, the answer is very simple. Mychal Kendricks is the anti-Bobby Wagner. I will give him this. The dude was a pretty good playmaker last year. If you take a look at some of the stats, he got 5 QB pressures last year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for the team that we had last year, it was a lot. He had 3 sacks, which again doesn't sound like a lot, but it was almost the team lead. We only had a few players have more than 3 sacks last year. This was very close to leading the team. So he was able to get some meaningful pressure on the QB. And if you scroll up here and look at his base box score stats from 2019, he had 8 tackles for loss. So he's a playmaker. He was making some splash plays for this team. He also had an interception and he forced a fumble. So if you're looking at Mychal Kendricks, you're saying he's making these big impact plays, but when it came to the fundamentals of defensive football, when it came to the fundamentals of playing linebacker, it was a complete mess. And there are a couple stats here that can illustrate that. So Mychal Kendricks played in 14 games last year, and he made 71 total tackles, and he had 19 missed tackles. 19 missed tackles for a linebacker who barely broke 70 total tackles. That is a missed tackle rate of over 21%. And we can scroll down here a little bit more and see he was only on the field for 469 snaps. 650 snaps. Not even 650 snaps. So he missed way too many tackles for a dude who is clearly talented. I'm not denying that Kendricks is talented, but this is a completely unacceptable missed tackle rate. For reference, a couple years ago, Bobby Wagner had almost 140 tackles, and he missed 1 tackle all season long. Last year, when Bobby was honestly kind of disappointing when it came to his tackle fundamentals, he had 10 missed tackles, but he had 159 total tackles. So you can get an idea of how completely unacceptable 19 missed tackles in this limited play time and with this limited number of actual tackles. So that's number one. Number two, let's take a look at his coverage stats. He was targeted 42 times, and his completion percentage allowed was almost 86%. When teams threw the ball at Mychal Kendricks last year, they were completing passes. They weren't necessarily big plays. You can see he only gave up 320 passing yards, but teams were very successful throwing the ball into coverage against Mychal Kendricks last year. And thank God that he got the 1 interception, because otherwise his QB rating allowed would have been probably close to 120. But he was really bad in coverage. I often criticized our linebackers last year for being weak in coverage, like Bobby Wagner, and even to a certain extent I thought KJ Wright gave up a lot in coverage, although a lot of that wasn't his fault. But Mychal Kendricks was truly weak in coverage last year, and when you combine that with his inability to consistently tackle the opposing ball carriers, I feel like it's just objective fact that Mychal Kendricks is a poor fundamental linebacker right now. He can make some splash plays, but I don't think those splash plays make up for being this poor as a tackler and this poor in coverage. So here's what I'm going to say. Jordyn Brooks should play this weekend. This is a great game for him to do something, because this is part of the reason why we drafted him. We drafted him to play against a team like Arizona because they have a very fast, very, take off and run type quarterback. They have Kyler Murray. They also have Kenyon Drake. They like to run the ball a lot. This is the kind of game where Jordyn Brooks can add some value to this team. So as somebody who has been very critical of the Jordyn Brooks selection, and as somebody who really wishes to this day that we had used that pick elsewhere, this is your opportunity, Jordyn. So if you play on Sunday, and I think you will, and if you get decent snaps, and I think you will, then do something to make sure that Mychal Kendricks can't get on the field for us, because with Bobby and KJ in there, if we get good snaps out of Jordyn Brooks, Kendricks will probably never have to come off the practice squad. And with that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Shorter video than usual today, but I just wanted to go ahead and cover this breaking news and give you my perspective on it. Stream on Dragon Quest tonight. We should be hitting 1,500 subs very shortly, so when we do, keep an eye out for me scheduling a call-in stream. And yeah, That's what I got. Peace out. Go Hawks. This is not the move I wanted the team to make. I will say that, and I hope more moves are coming. Peace out.